Hey everyone, welcome to the live CineNerds episode. This is what, episode 5 now?
Episode
5. All right.
I'm JP.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm James. We are your CineNerds. Well, they are. I'm just here. It's just the reason why we're doing live. Let's talk about that real quick. So, being that I live in Florida, me and JP playing A Killer's Confession, as most of you know, so we tour. Ryan is the general manager? Is that general manager of one of the, arguably one of the biggest clubs in Cleveland. We're busy. So we do film episodes, in blocks, so that we always have something for you every week. So we ran out of those, and we were all in Ohio together, so we figured let's do this one live, and then we'll shoot some more for you coming up. Yeah, for next week. So, real quick, though, before we dive into what we're doing today. Haven't seen you guys. How was Christmas? How was New Year's? Haven't seen you since the show. Ryan's band played with us on December 15th in Lakewood, Ohio. So
I'm glad you remembered the date because
I'm a date guy. I'm a numbers guy.
Clue what day.
I'm a number guy. I could tell you
almost
every show I've ever
because
played.
December 17th, the year before, I played with you guys as well at the same venue.
Yeah.
That was almost a year to the
He
date.
probably didn't remember he played at that point.
I remembered that show.
Yeah.
I remembered that show.
So, but how was the holidays?
You want to tackle it first?
Mine was good. I mean, I sat at home Christmas Day, but the weekend after, I went to North Carolina to visit my kids and my niece and my brother, my mom, and Christmas Day, me and my wife just kind of hung around the house and relaxed. And
I gotta ask, how many nerdy toys did you get for Christmas?
No, we didn't really.
No gifts?
We didn't do too many gifts.
I'm getting to the point where it's like, my wife's like, what do you want? And I'm like,
my wife did give me a new, a funny story. She bought me this Dragon Ball Super figure, and she was so excited because she had bought me a Vegeta figure. So when I opened it.
What is he talking about?
Why
are you making up words? Like, these are not...
Wait,
that's like a Squirtle. What
this gets so
fuck
much...
is a Squirtle?
I just want to say I'm very uncomfortable with how you accentuate the G in Vegeta.
This gets so much better, though.
Are you sure?
She was so excited because she bought me a Vegeta figure. However, it wasn't Vegeta. It was Vegito.
What
I just wanted to see his face.
Like, what?
So she got really upset.
If anybody knows what he's talking about, send me a message.
I do.
Wait, but
why? Do you watch it or because you're kids?
No, I
Oh
watch
my
anime.
God.
I love anime.
So the
goodness.
funniest thing about this was she thought she had bought like a Wish version of Vegeta because it was called Vegito. And so she got really upset Christmas Day because she bought a Wish version of a Dragon Ball Z figure. But it wasn't. Like, I had to argue that, no, this is Goku and Vegeta fused together as a new character.
How long have you watched that kind of stuff like your whole life?
Yes.
Okay. You?
Yeah.
Okay. This is why I said in the beginning, we are your CineNerds. Well, them, maybe not me.
Hold on real quick. I'm sorry to interject, James, but I just want to let everyone know. So because we are live, it's not a typical Thursday where we're in the chat just talking with you guys.
Yes.
We are. I'm seeing all the comments, and I'll try and read to them as we get through them.
So Ryan's got the YouTube. I've got the Facebook. So just so you guys know, we'll do our best.
That's why
JP can't read. He never learned. So that's why, he hooked all of this up, but he don't know. He can't read. He just knows to click buttons. So... in all fairness, thank you to JP. He put this whole live thing together. Is that fair enough?
That's totally fucking fair. So the reason I put my hands up is because I had a whole segue about I wanted to give thanks to him as well.
And then I fucked it up.
No, it's good.
We didn't talk.
Go ahead.
We didn't know about
No,
this.
we didn't.
All right, well, your Christmas, New Year's.
Well, hold on. I'm going to piggyback off your thank you to JP because I don't think anyone really understands. So we're not the tech guys on this side. And I told JP in the beginning of this that I didn't know the tech side of this. And he's like, I got you. Don't worry. And he has through and through rocked it out. You name it, everything.
Like if you ever heard of a nerd, it is JP.
It's been trial and error, but
that's why we were a little late. No, and look, give JP all the shit you want, but seriously, like he figured out what was wrong and he fixed it within 5 minutes. Me and Ryan would have been like, screw it, just do the YouTube and we're done.
That's actually what he said. He said, fuck the Facebook. Just keep it on YouTube.
Who cares? So, your Christmas, your New Year, you have a bit more of a bigger
we do
family.
So because I have older kids now with their significant others and things like that, they like to have later in the day with the others. So we do every year we do a brunch at our house. So the kids get up, they do their presents thing, and then maybe an hour later the family storms the house with coming over. We do a brunch. It's nice to see everyone in the house and be there. And to your point, with the nerdy stuff and the gifts, and I had a conversation with my wife this year saying that throughout the year, guys pretty much get what we need as we go. We don't need gifts, and I'm legitimately saying that to my wife, and she didn't believe me. I was so content just having my coffee, watching my kids open their gifts, and honestly, I got a lot of cool gifts from the kids and the wife, but my favorite is my 11-year-old got me a really awesome Thor's hammer bottle popper. So it's this amazing little bottle popper, but it's like this big and it's girthy. I can throw it at my cat if he's pissing me off. It's amazing. So
that's awesome.
I do want to say there's two highlights about my Christmas. I had bought my daughter a shirt. Now her name is Sydney. I named her after Sidney Prescott from Scream.
My wife and daughter love you right now.
So I named my daughter.
Everything you say just adds on to the nerdiness. Yeah. So it's fantastic.
I named my daughter after Sidney Prescott from Scream. So for Christmas this year, I bought her a shirt that has Nev Campbell on it, and it says "Hello Sydney" on it.
Oh man, that's actually pretty good.
She loved it, and have you heard of Greg the Zombie? Okay,
don't look at me if he doesn't know.
Well, no, this is like just. I had found this like online. It's like this stuffed animal, like zombie little character.
Right.
They make it here in Akron, and like you can take his eyes out and his brain. You can reach down his throat and pull his guts and his heart and stuff out. He's super cool.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
He was super cool. He was super amazing. I bought that for my niece.
How old?
She's 12, I think now.
Probably thought it was the coolest thing ever.
She thought it was the most amazing thing ever. And so
remember Popples? Remember
if you've
that's what we had. Now they're like, here, pull the guts out.
If you've never heard of Greg the Zombie, look him up. He's made locally here in Akron, and it was like one of the coolest gifts I've ever bought my niece. And it was awesome.
Ridiculous.
Let's see.
So, so my parents came to Florida. That was the first time
I was going to ask you too.
Well, we were getting there.
I know, but But so my wife has been in Florida for 12 years roughly. I've now been there for 3 with her, and we always came to Ohio. Her mom is, and her family is here from Cleveland. So, but she was training for a marathon run down at Disney for the Dopey Challenge. So we thought it'd be better for her to stay home and train, and parents come visit us. So my parents came to visit, which was awesome. Love having them down there. It's, what's funny is, to say, it didn't feel like Christmas here in Florida. It was 60 degrees. It was 50 here. So, it really wasn't that big of a difference.
I think it was 60 in Akron.
Was it? Yeah. So, you had the same weather we had. It was a little rainy, which we love rainy days down there. So, we're like, hey, whatever. New Year's, we just watched the TV ball drop. We just hang out and have a few drinks at home. But then she went and did, my wife ran that Dopey Challenge at Disney. So, it was a 10K, a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, full marathon, 4 days in a row. And so I'm going to try to do it with her next year. I might die. We'll see. I started running today. I know I only did a mile, but I haven't ran in 3 years like that, so I'm just working my slowly way up there.
JP and I will stay here in Cleveland and cheer you on while we're eating and drinking.
You guys are great friends.
I watched your wife run the marathon while I sat on my couch eating pork rinds.
It's funny because some people commented that. They're like, oh, look at everybody walking. You're going to take a break. You're not just going to run a full 26 point whatever the hell miles it is. Like, you can't.
I've only done a half, and I had to stop for a few.
Yeah. Someone actually commented and said, why are you watching James's wife run a marathon? And I was like, you know what? She was live, and it was on there, and I mean, it's cool. She got to run through the marathon. You get to run through all 4 parks. I was trying to see all the outfits, honestly. That's why I actually stayed on
there. There's a guy called Jogging Jack Sparrow. He dresses up as Jack Sparrow, and she told me she saw him as he goes out of the corral because he's ahead of her. He does the whole drunk stumble perfectly, and then just takes off. And like, if you go on his Instagram, people are handing little shots of rum, and he'll go running by, and he's got the run and everything, and then he'll just come back and go, oh, rum, yes, and he'll just run. Like it's hilarious. So glad you guys had a good one. It's good to be back in the room with you guys. Today we are doing TV.
TV series.
TV series.
Well, before we do that, before we get into that, I just want to say, what's up, Robert? What's up, Jeremy? Thanks for being in here. Mike, let's see, we got Blood Scribe Creations. Who was hitting us up from Mexico City? I saw that.
That is my buddy Dave, looks like.
Yeah, so that's awesome to have somebody
Dave
checking
did pictures
in.
for us with at the Adelita's Way show.
I think
him and his girlfriend.
I think
yes. Super cool guy. Yeah.
I think that that's one of our farthest outreaches so far.
But he's traveling. He works. He works.
I met him in Michigan, so I think it was Michigan.
Yeah, nice. Battle Creek.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Okay, well, since you did that, I'll do this real quick. Jerry Colburn, Adam Maddox. Hi, Julie. Monkey House Guitars. I'm actually working with Monkey House Guitars. He's actually Mike's going to be building me some custom guitars, which is pretty cool. We actually ordered completely non any of this, but we ordered the neck wood. It came from Mumbai. He got it yesterday. It's awesome. Anthony Manchak, hi. Tracy, hello. Joe, hello. Oh, Lawson's watching. I sent him the link. I didn't know if he'd do it or not. So if I missed you, Chris, hi. Tracy, hi.
Oh, Carrie's in there too.
Danielle, hi. But anyway, so yeah, we're going to be talking today because it's live. We do a little different set of films. We're going to be talking about our favorite TV series.
Are you broken?
Here's the thing. I love sitcoms.
Fair.
I tend to watch the same ones over and over. So,
I do the same, but I didn't put any of the sitcoms on mine. But
see, I did 2 sitcoms, and then like you guys have a couple honorable mentions, but we'll get to it. So I guess the question is today: do you guys want to do like we did in the first one, where we go 1-1-1?
I think that's good.
Okay.
But before we start with the top 3 list, to the point of what you guys just said, what's your comfort background noise show that watch over and over? Just one of them.
Oh, that's already on my list.
Big Bang.
Big Bang.
It's on my list. So do you want me to say it now or not?
Wait. No, I have 2. I have Big Bang Theory and That 70s Show.
So both those are excellent. The wife picks a series usually, and I have to endure it. We're enduring Friends for like the millionth time again.
I don't care what anybody says about Friends. Joey and Chandler in the first 3 seasons is comedic gold on TV. Them living together, like their whole interactions is hilarious.
I'm going to bring this up again. You guys are going to laugh because I told you the kids make me watch iCarly. So on iCarly, hold on, this goes somewhere. On iCarly, there's an episode where the tech nerd, I forgot his name, he's watching a show for the anyways, it's called Celebrities Underwater, and it happened to be David Schwimmer, and he's like, wait, David Schwimmer's not moving. He's not moving. He's drowned. He's not breathing. Oh my God! I think David Schwimmer's dead. And they said that, and I forgot about this episode completely. And I was like, oh, they picked the wrong one. I felt awful. That was foreshadowing if I ever saw it. I was like, Jesus Christ.
But Schwimmer wasn't the one that died.
No, he wasn't. But that's why I said they picked the wrong one.
I see what you're saying.
But still, like the specifics of that.
I'm so sad that it came out though that it was drugs.
I didn't hear that.
I haven't heard it.
Yeah, I came out. It was ketamine.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I was very, very disappointed because he was a great actor.
If that's true, they
and
do.
So just because my wife, I loved his episode when he was on Scrubs.
I didn't see that.
He was an episode on Scrubs.
I love Scrubs.
Yep. His dad needed a kidney, or something needed something, and then he found out that it wasn't really his dad; it was his stepdad, and so it became a whole thing.
My comfort TV that I watch, and I've seen it over and over, all 18 seasons. Ancient Aliens. Don't care. All right.
I mean, I used to watch Sightings all the time. So.
Oh my God, forgot about that. That was great. Sightings was amazing.
I feel like you love the X-Files,
dude. It's funny you said, because I did not put this one on my list, but it's funny you said that because X-Files. I love the X-Files, and a lot of you are Supernatural fans. I started Supernatural as soon as it had started because Kim Manners was one of the main writers and directors when the show started. So before it even started airing, I had...
it blows my mind that you watch stuff because of the writers, not because of the actors.
I saw that he was a big part of the writing and the directing of that series. It was before it came out.
Right.
And I was a huge fan of his from the X-Files because he was one of the writers and directors for the X-Files.
That makes sense.
So to that point, though, find something that you like, look up who the writers are, and then try and find the other things they've written, because you'll find that you like the other content too. That's why it's valuable knowledge. It helps because you want consistency. If you know somebody's doing something quality, then stick with it. Stay the course.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. All right, well, hey, JP, start us off. What's your number one?
I'm not starting with my number one.
All right, start with. I'm saying start with your first one, not your. We'll go 3, 2, 1. Me again. I'm not going in particular order because I watch these things over and over.
Yeah. Well, really, my number one is like my number one, but everything else is kind of okay. I can just kind of pick and choose. I've got like 10 things written down here, but let's go with Rebels. Star Wars Rebels.
Oh no!
Oh no! I wondered.
Hey, so my wife said, let's see how many times he talks about Scrubs. I want everyone to count how many times these two talk about anything Star Wars related.
It's going to get deep here in a minute.
So yes, it's Star Wars Rebels.
So I'll let you go first. I'm also picking it as my third. So with that said, we can bounce here and talk a little.
So I think Rebels is one of the best of anything Star Wars. So
was it ever on actual TV, or was it always on? Yeah. Okay, I didn't know if it was an actual show, or if it was
on Disney XD.
I never even watched that. So okay.
Yeah, it was an animated series after the Clone Wars cartoon done by Dave Filoni, who just did the Ahsoka series.
So Filoni got his boots wet, so to speak, from Clone Wars, Star Wars Clone Wars, which was excellent too. But his real moment where he shined is Rebels, because that's where we get most of this Mandoverse you're seeing now, and Ahsoka and all that.
Well, yeah, so. and I think a lot of people had a hard time starting Rebels because they didn't know any of the characters outside of Ahsoka and Vader for the most part. It was an all-new main cast, and I think a lot of people skipped it, and because they didn't know. There was no Luke, there was no Han, there was none of these main cast characters that we grew up with. But what Filoni did was he gave us a whole group of new characters, and I was a little on the fence at first when it first came out. Like the first season, I was like, I'm not sure. The first little bit of the first season, I was like, I'm not sure. But once it got going, I fell in love with them, and I love those characters just as much, if not maybe a little more, than the original Star Wars lineup. Like, I love Ezra, I love Hera, I have Sabine tattooed on my arm. So that tells you my love of that series.
Yeah, the names.
So,
like, how high were these people to come up with these names?
It's Star Wars. You got to have fun little
you had to be high just to come up with the idea of Star Wars. So.
I absolutely adore Rebels because it takes you down a whole different path. It shows you the emotional vulnerability of the Jedi. I was waiting for you. Yeah. It shows you somebody trying to train someone new who's just found out they're Force sensitive. It brings in old Jedi. It brings in Darth Vader. At one point, we get Darth Maul, who's voiced by Sam Witwer, who is absolutely phenomenal. It literally. When we were in the series finale, the final season, I'll say, when Kanan passes. That's
one of the most emotional scenes of anything Star Wars. Is that?
Did you tear
cartoon?
I did.
I'll say cartoon.
A cartoon?
The cartoons.
I hold that scene.
It's up there
just as high as any other scene in live action Star Wars.
That scene got me, and I actually was in my living room, and I remember yelling no, like out loud. My wife's like, "You okay?"
You're like, no.
I did the same thing at the movie theater when Han Solo went down. I stood up in the theater, in a full theater, and I was like, no, it's not right. But that moment gave such credence to such an amazing show, an amazing experience. And now you've got Kanan's son in the Ahsoka series, which is awesome. And they use the name Jason, however you want to say it, for that. Which, if any of you real nerds out there know the Star Wars expanded universe, which is now Legends, there's Jaina and Jason solo in those books.
Well, and anyone that watched Ahsoka and didn't understand a lot of the context of that show, if you watch Rebels, it will all make sense, and it makes the Ahsoka series top notch. It makes it top tier.
So one of the other things I like talking about with the Rebels is Freddie Prinze Jr. voiced Kanan. And a lot of girls know Freddie Prinze Jr. because he was like the heartthrob for them in the 90s. But
he also played Fred in Scooby-Doo.
Yes. But to that point, though, I remember an interview with Freddie Prinze Jr. Where he was talking about Star Wars fans and how they just don't know how to let things be. And I was so appreciative of his honesty in this moment because he basically said, it's not you don't get to dictate what happens with the characters, and I'm being directed and told what I need to do. So for you guys to come up to me on the street and yell at me about things, it doesn't change anything. He goes, that's one of the reasons he stepped away from Star Wars. He doesn't want anything to do with it because the fans are so intense. So I think a lot of people could stand to take a moment from that and know that if we get content, be blessed, be happy. But yeah.
So in this chat, I just did because you guys just did like 4 minutes on Star Wars. Some people in here are saying that this is Greek to me.
Oh, yeah.
Jason Jackson.
Yeah.
And then my wife said, "Oh my God, I thought James was the only one," and that's why I had to write one of us. One of us.
So
because I'm not alone.
So
Jason, you were becoming
Jackson.
more and more my best friend.
Hold on. Jason Jackson.
Another 5 minutes coming, Jason.
There's a video on your page, on your Facebook, of you doing the exact Michael Jackson dance. I'm just saying, you nailed it, and you did it pretty damn well.
I'm
Caitlin Rose Manchak. I'm trying to figure out how JP sounds more cornbread than I do.
I'm going.
Hold on.
I'm going to say this about Jason.
Let me finish with Jason. Let me finish. If you can nerd out about that, we just all have our own things, man. That's all I'm saying.
The thing about Jason Jackson though is he doesn't like AC/DC, so I don't listen to.
Jason, we are becoming more and more one every minute here. I'm loving it.
Does that say a lot about you, though?
Dude, if I told you the amount of things that I don't like that everyone else does, I'm on an island on my own. I just
want Jason to find me next time and be like, "Fuck you."
So, what's yours?
That is his.
That was mine. That's why we spent the 4 minutes because we both chose the same one.
Perfect. All right. Well, go. Mine's never going to be anywhere near theirs, and I'm never going to go into as much detail as they do. But I did find out on the first real tour that I did with AKC that me and JP share a love of one TV show.
This is a good one. I know where you're going with this.
And then JP, out of nowhere, goes, "I just bought the whole series on Vudu."
Yeah, it was on sale.
So we're on tour. We're at the Perry's Museum for a day off, where everyone's chilling and everyone's sleeping.
I don't think anybody else knew the show.
No one even. No. Me and you were the only ones that knew it. And we finally got Waylon to sit down at the perfect episode, and he was laughing his ass off. But
no one's gonna fight Jeremy.
JP puts his phone into the whatever. He signs into the TV on Vudu, and we started watching the league. Now, what's funny about the league for me is I'm not a big football guy, mainly because the fans piss me off, and there's not much action. I loved football as a kid. I played it. I know all about it. But as I got older, and so I didn't watch this show in the beginning when it came out because I'm like, it's fantasy football. I don't want to watch this. And then I was working one day, and it was slow, and I pulled up Netflix, and the interaction between these five guys is just so perfect to me. The how there's always that one that just takes the brunt of everyone's shit, which is Andre. Ruxin hates everyone, is a complete asshole. They got the two that are best friends. You got Pete and Kevin. And then you got Taco, the high one. Like, it's perfect.
Is that the one with the curly long hair in the show? He's like kind of crazy, always doing weird shit.
But that's Rafi.
That's Rafi. Yes. Rafi's one of my favorite
Rafi
voice.
doesn't come in until season 2.
No, but
and that's when everything just gets ridiculous. The murder boners, the amount of boners that he gets over everything. Like when he had Ruxin and he's like, oh no. When he had Taco when they did a paintball episode, and he's got Taco, and he's like, "Did you just pee?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "That was like because he just came on him." Like it's just that show to me will never get old. I will watch it on repeat, like in order, always.
What's funny is
that was the first time you were like, "Oh, we're on the same page."
We were on the same page. My old roommate, he had asked me the same thing when. Maybe they were on the second or third season. He said, have you ever seen The League?
Forever unclean.
I was like, no. I was like, I don't like football. He's like, no, you have to watch this. You're going to love it. I was like, but I don't know anything about football. He's like, you don't have to. He's like,
no,
just
you do
watch
not
it.
have to give one.
Pause.
I do not watch football.
Hold on. Bloodscribe Creations. Who actually likes AC/DC, though? I always thought they're one of those bands that you only go hard after your 7th Michelob Ultra while trying to wingman for your buddy who's to land a Cleveland 7.
DJ, perfect. Remember I told you we need to talk to DJ? He's doing the movie down in Jacksonville. That's DJ.
We're not talking about it anymore.
But that is a quality comment. I just wanted to say that's all.
I'm just saying they've had the same 1-2 beat for 50 years and it's worked for them. Okay, but
back to the league, which is more
back
important.
to the league, which is more important. He had told me that you don't have to know anything about football, so I watched it and I was like, this is like the greatest show ever. And it really is. It's one of the funniest shows I believe I've ever watched.
Even the ending, when I not your dad, it's so good. It's so good. It makes me happy. Because here's the thing: is I like TV where I don't have to fully pay attention all the time, and that's a show where I've seen it enough now to where now it's just okay. I'm
got a
watching
short
the league.
attention span.
Yeah. At least I'm not like the kids where it's every 8 seconds I gotta swipe because they're sick of the video.
Okay, so no, you don't have a short attention span, says the guy who can power wash on a simulator for hours. I'm just saying.
Hours.
Let's stay on pace. I'm sorry, I digress.
He bought
I didn't buy it. It was free. It was the free game. Get it right. It was the free game.
He bought a PlayStation, not the game, a PlayStation to pressure wash his car.
True story.
I've had this. No. We bought the PlayStation for Lawson for Christmas. I'm using my PS4 that I've had for years to play.
Still bought it.
For the kid who Lawson, if he's still watching, Lawson has been sending me pictures of how much he's power washed while I've been gone.
Isn't that simulator free because you have the subscription to the
correct
PlayStation Plus, which is
how
much
you pay a monthly subscription for?
It's probably annual. You probably bought the annual one.
I mean, let's just be honest.
Holy
here.
called out.
So wait. So let's just be honest. You get one game for free. That's like $50-$60. And then the next month you get another one. You've already gotten my subscription's $80 a year.
I have it.
You
I know.
have it. Don't act like you both have it. But you're giving me shit.
But I didn't do it this power wash. That's all.
I just saw it and said, "Let's try it." And my buddy Poppy was like, "Dude, it's actually fun," and I got super into it. I watched Poppy today. I watched him for an hour power wash a Subway.
Lawson's allowed. He rocks. He can do power washing. But I'm going to give grief.
You know what? Point taken. That's fine. I'll take it.
All right. So we on my number 2.
You're on your number 2, buddy. Please just surprise us.
Yeah, I really didn't put anything in any particular order. So I picked The Punisher for my number 2.
Wow.
I agree. I kind of went way out there on that one. I love the Punisher series. I think the Punisher series is the best thing Marvel has ever done. Period. The end.
That's saying a lot.
Wow. That's just how I feel about that series.
So go ahead.
He's so brutal. John, however you say it. I could never remember. I can never pronounce his last name, but he is just perfect.
So people can give me shit. I've only ever seen the Punisher from the mid-2000s movie. I've never seen anything else.
Dude, I will say this. Pretty much all the Punisher movies and the TV incarnation are awesome.
Yeah.
They're all great.
What was his name in that one? The one I saw?
That was Jane. Tom Jane?
Yeah.
Thomas
I love that movie. It's a great movie. But he didn't do it anymore after that, right? Mm-hmm. And that's when I was like, I'm out. Because I liked him as the Punisher, so it made me not care as much.
The Punisher in the series is perfect. There's nobody cooler than him as the Punisher. He's just perfect casting. When he is fighting people in that series and he's barking at them like a dog.
That was pretty cool.
I mean, to me, he's way cooler than John Wick.
So let's explore this a little bit, actually, because this is a good topic I want to talk about at some point. And I didn't know you were going to choose Punisher, so that's excellent. So you did post the other day, and I'm guessing you finished it, but you watched Echo, and you said that Echo, your only complaint was that it was too short. Mm-hmm. And to me, I feel like the only way Marvel can come back from the shit show that's going on in this current phase is to go dark and violent. And I feel like Echo Daredevil, your Punisher. I feel like that is the path forward to get him out of this hole.
Did you watch Echo?
I haven't yet.
Okay, so Echo, I don't want to give a lot away because it just came out. However, the things I will tell you what I love about it, and
so Brandy said that some number 2s can be considered Punishers.
Nice, well done, well done.
So
Nice.
the things that I love about Echo, it's not as violent as Daredevil or the Punisher, but Disney pushed the envelope to where it feels like it's
not Disney.
It's not Disney. It feels like it's part of the Netflix Marvel series with like Daredevil and Punisher.
You saw Disney just said that's part of the current MCU. They just made it formal.
They just made Daredevil, Punisher, Jessica Jones all canon.
I like the Jessica Jones.
I did too. David Tennant was excellent.
And David Tennant was amazing.
Is that the guy that was the jerk?
Yes,
he's the villain. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know his name, but yeah,
the second,
he was a creepy dude. Like he was
Doctor Who.
Well, he made you hate him in that show. Like
the second thing I loved about Echo, the one thing that Marvel has done that I have hated for a long time now, their agenda-driven storytelling. And I don't want to get too political because I don't want to upset people. Because I don't care either way. Because I've loved a lot of the series that people have complained about, but they've kind of did this whole thing with pushing like a lot of the female characters and made it very dominant vocally. With Echo, you have a female character, and they don't push that she's female. And my thing with saying this is it works because I don't see her as a female. I see her as a person that her character is just amazing, and she's a badass in this series. No different than I feel about Ripley in Aliens or Sarah Connor in Terminator. That it's focused on her being a badass and her turmoil, and it's just it just feels feels right.
To your point, I wholeheartedly agree about the female agenda push. And no, it's not a political thing. It's just the numbers. So, like, to me, like, look at the Marvels. The Marvels just flopped.
It did, and I had no.
And I haven't seen it.
And I will say this: I had no desire to see the Marvels.
But that's the point.
However, I did watch. It's Miss Marvel, the one with the girl, the TV series. I enjoyed that series. I actually thought it was a fun series. I thought it was very friendly for younger audiences. So, but I really enjoyed that because it was a fun series.
What I don't like about the female-led agenda is that you have quality stories and you have quality actresses that are in great roles and being given these opportunities. However, the larger majority of this fan base is male, and they're not responsive to it. So then it doesn't get a chance to see the light of day for another one or another series. It gets canceled, or so that bothers me. I think they need to have more balance and structure in that when they're trying to put that forward. But that aside, sorry, what was the last thing you just said? The show, Miss Marvel. Mm-hmm. What I loved about that, and it was a little tacky, a little cheesy at points, but it was fun. But it was fun.
It was fun.
What I loved about that was the cultural approach.
That's what I liked about it.
That was so well done that I couldn't have been more happy with that. And it taught my son, my 11-year-old, got to see it, and it's something he normally wouldn't have seen or understood the culture aspect. So it was nice.
I enjoyed WandaVision, but it didn't feel like that either. I think
that was well balanced.
It was just well balanced. But Echo. I mean, to me, Echo feels no different than Daredevil being on screen. It feels natural. It just felt.
Right. Completely agree, Bloodscribe. You said is that DJ?
Yeah.
Okay, DJ. Sorry. He said he just likes it when they tell a good story and stop attacking the fan base when they tell you it sucks. And he said Punisher was great, but Daredevil was way better.
That's a whole other conversation. You just opened up a whole other conversation.
I won't go into depth. I hold Daredevil and Punisher pretty close.
Let's be honest. Marvel, Star Wars, some of these larger franchises, we could talk for a while about them. I mean, so we could go from there.
I promise you, one of these days, I will let you guys just nerd out. Like, we will do was it trivia, whatever that trivia was?
Star Wars trivia?
Whatever that was.
Trivial Pursuit. Yeah,
I will host that one of these days. Actually, maybe we'll do that soon. We'll do it.
But yeah, just to end right there, Punisher was my pick. I loved it. I love Punisher. Echo, watch it. It's superb.
So I just finished season 1 of Marvel What If, also superb. So I'm going to jump into 2 before I hit Echo. So that's the reason I'm waiting. All right, so for my number 2, I went with a little bit of a dark one here. I went with Dexter. Is it on yours?
It's one of mine. I had a bunch in my head, and it was going to be one of them. But yeah, no, I'll let you do it, and then I'll tell you my side of it.
All right, so Dexter to me is one of the best serial killer TV series possible, because you have a guy who's incredibly intelligent. He's been born into this murder.
Born into blood.
He was trained, though, to have a reason for if he needed to act on this feeling, this thing he needed. And he was trained by his father, who was a police officer. So he grows up and becomes a forensic detective. So
blood splatter analysis.
Blood splatter analysis, and he is really efficient what he does. But what the cool part is,
that shit, 'cause they showed the
for sure,
yeah, like it's cool.
But the cool part about it to me is that you have somebody who is finding the people who is like the filth and the pieces of shit in society, and he's just kind of doing us a favor and getting rid of those people, and he's not going after innocent people. So he's kind of a Batman-esque character. So that's probably why you're drawn to him. He's this vigilante a little bit, but in a dark, twisted way. So I appreciated it.
My thing it's funny is I tend to not watch shows that everyone freaks out about. So everyone lost it on Sons of Anarchy, and everyone was losing it on what was the
Game of Thrones.
Well, I watched the first 3 seasons eventually, and then I just fell off. But what was the drug one? Like there was the zombie show that was on, Fear of the Walking Dead. No, zombies. I don't care. The one where they're doing the meth. I can't remember.
Oh, Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. No, I'm not watching that. And so
you would love it. I promise you.
So probably, but I have to wait.
It's your people.
I have to wait. I have to wait until it's like no one cares anymore, and so that happened to me with Dexter when me and Heather and I were talking about Dexter because they had the new season coming out, and I was like, I never saw it, so we went all the way through. I was like, I missed. This was one I should have watched. I'll read that later.
DJ wants to fight him.
Fight? Oh, well, then you. Yeah,
Ooh.
DJ wants to fight a lot of people because they don't believe in what he believes in.
We should get giant sumo suits on an episode
too.
Yes,
DJ, you in for that? With sumo suited up. But no, when I finally started watching, I was like, I got addicted to it. Like I was like, every day I got home and I was like, let's go, and we'd watch 5 episodes a night, 6. Like we were just going at it. And then the ending, I was like, I felt like everyone else.
So
I'm like,
pause.
what did you do?
Pause. So. Do you mean the ending of the regular series or the new one they started?
Both. They
I didn't see the new one, so don't tell me that one.
This is my thing with
Dexter.
They
both ended shitty.
This is my thing with Dexter. I love Dexter.
They knew how pissed we were about the first set of series. Then they bring it back and they ended it. They're like, we're going to do it again and piss you off some more.
I love Dexter. I loved it. I love John Lithgow.
Guy from Harry.
Guy from Harry.
He was an excellent serial killer in that too. It was
amazing.
Perfect.
Like I loved the whole series. Then it got to the ending. Worst ending ever.
No.
Then wait. Then they had a time. They had that moment where they brought it back and they could have fixed it. Fixed everything. What'd they do? They fucked the ending up a second time.
Everyone bitched, and then they did it again. Then they did a whole season, and then went.
It's like DJ was saying. Listen to your fucking fan base. Like listen a little bit. You don't get to dictate, but listen.
This is your number 2, though.
It is. I didn't see the comeback one. I saw the first one. So I'm still.
They fucked it all up again.
I was okay with it. I was okay with it because it left it open for him to continue doing it. But then when they had, like you said, if they had the chance and they messed it up, meh. That's different.
Yeah. I would never put Dexter in any top list I have because they fucked the ending up twice.
So hold
twice.
On. So to that point,
but I love every other second.
Yeah.
We're talking about bad endings because yesterday was the 25-year anniversary of Sopranos. I'm going to mention Sopranos.
Never watched one episode.
Never watched Sopranos.
Okay, so the last episode of that, I don't know if you guys are ever going to watch it, but if you decide to and you get to that last episode, you're literally going to be like, what the fuck? it is one of those moments you're like, that doesn't even make sense. Doesn't even add up. Why are we doing this? It was painful. So that's mine. Keep talking. Go ahead.
What's your number 2?
You know me, I don't do things in order. But I know what I want to do last. So I'm going to take it hard on this one, and I already have, but it's coming right now. What you've been waiting for is coming.
Are you saying it?
Oh, yes.
Is it already coming?
It's coming right now because the next one
this is an honorable mention.
Because my number one show is coming last. I'll say my number one last because I loved every second of every episode.
So
but
just honorable
but
mention.
so I Jersey Shore. I love it. It is hilarious. And I will say this. Now, hear me out. Don't say a word. Just hear me out. That's all it took. I'll let you out this way. Hear me out. So.
Oh.
Do you have earplugs?
So the first 6 seasons, I would have never watched the show.
Everything y'all are talking shit about me on there. Come on, now, start commenting about this guy's number 2 pick of Jersey
Here's the thing.
Shore.
I'm gonna just hear me out. The first six seasons was a shit show. I would have never watched it back in the day, but I do tend to just like to sit and watch TV with my wife in the evening, and she does watch the new ones, the reunion, the family vacations. What do we got?
Melissa, does your wife know you have a boyfriend?
Can't hurt mine. So here's the thing.
Bravo.
We watched. I needed to watch it. Uh-oh, Piper's coming. I had to watch I started watching the family vacation episodes, the newer ones, since they came back. I was just sitting there watching it with her, and
I feel like you now. I don't know what you're talking about.
See, welcome to my world when you two talk. And so I finally looked at it, I go, hey, I need to know, because they do go back a lot and talk about the inside jokes of the past. And I go, hey, I was like, well, you just rewatch it so I can know what the hell they're talking about. And she goes, yeah. So we started from the beginning so I can understand the jokes. Now, oh man, and I have friends that are like, yeah, like they get it. They just don't want to admit it because they watch it too. So the GIFs get sent and everything else. But now that they've gotten older,
GIFs.
He says GIFs.
It's a GIF.
It's a GIF.
It's a GIF. Trust me.
Okay.
So
it's like peanut butter.
Is that a Jersey Shore thing where they say GIFs? Because they're not. No, it's...
See my hand? See this? I still got it.
Yeah.
So, the newer episodes though, they, now they have families, they got kids, they're some of them are married, and so now it's like real life is happening, but it's still all the drama that is just hilarious to me, and it's an hour of me just laughing and enjoying. Pauly D is maybe one of the nicest guys you'll probably ever meet in real life, from what I've seen.
This literally is his Star Wars.
We almost went. If we didn't have a show, Heather and I were going to go see him DJ in Orlando, just because we just wanted to see it once.
Jeremy, every show needs a villain. James is the villain.
Damn right. Damn right.
He has ranted for 4 minutes about Jersey Shore.
That was not 4 minutes.
It was 4 minutes.
Time check.
Well, now you know how it feels like when I have to listen to you talk about Star Wars.
But at least it was interactions between Ryan and me.
Well, then I need another host right
here. Well,
we
got to have the Dexter, so that was shocking, by the way. I didn't expect that.
But you went 4 minutes on your own about Jersey Shore.
You're welcome. Educate yourself.
Oh, Jesus, we decided together. that was a sigh in unison if you didn't hear it. I just want to clarify. Hey, by the way, guys, sound off. I finally have the new mic, and you can see we got the new setup. So if it sounded a little more clear, let us know. So that's all. Oh, it was 3 minutes, Melissa checked. So still 3 minutes.
You know what? The fact that the people are commenting your looks, I did my job. Fuck yourselves.
They're making fun of you.
It doesn't hurt my feelings.
At least I don't say fuck off, James, about Star Wars stuff.
I didn't tell you fuck
I just said you're broken. We'll fix you. That's all.
Can't be fixed. Not enough glue. Not enough glue. Oh, Dave, I got 3 people I could call right now that would agree with me. Trust me. Do I have a Jersey Shore tattoo? Jessica, do not tempt me. Get the Italian flag.
Oh, my God. Wait.
He does. He has it right here.
Hold on.
His lower back.
Hold on.
The tramp stamp? I have an Italian flag tramp stamp, huh? I'll get one painted on just to be a dick on tour.
You should get Tramp from Lady and the Tramp on a stamp on the back, center, lower back.
I should?
Yes.
It was your idea. I don't want to take your ideas.
You said tramp stamps.
I don't want to take your ideas.
So I have an idea. So at some point there will be a situation where we have to have a bet of some sort.
Definitely get a Yeah Buddy tattoo.
If you lose, we gotta go and we're gonna film you getting the tattoo. But if I lose, you choose the tattoo over this way. Oh yeah. So do we choose? That's the thing.
I would never allow him to choose what tattoo I get.
If it's small, if we have a size parameter,
we get Pauly D
wow,
like Steve-O when he got himself on his back.
See, I would live in the moment for the show. I would embrace it if I lost and was fair. We'll revisit this. Tattoos might be happening here.
Oh God! All right, moving along. JP,
so
your final selection.
My number one. I am surprised. Do any of y'all have a clue?
I didn't think you actually watch TV.
Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Fuck yeah.
Jessica, your wife said you should have to get a belly button star for a tattoo if you lost.
I'm trying not to get put on the couch. I'm not going to say anything.
Okay, so Ash vs. Evil Dead. That is my number one. I preach this show, and I have since it aired originally. To me, I enjoyed Ash vs. Evil Dead just as much, if not more, than the movies. I think Lucy Lawless was amazing.
Excellent addition.
Pablo was amazing.
He was solid, yep.
The whole cast was just absolutely top notch. Bruce Campbell was.
I questioned the cast initially, and then I got into 1 or 2 episodes. I'm like, damn, they're fucking great together.
They were amazing.
And the show starts right into it. Like first episode goes fucking batshit.
It's just batshit from start to finish.
Deadites flying everywhere. It's so good.
What was it on?
It was originally on Stars.
That's what I
think it's on Netflix now, though. I think somebody told me it was on Netflix. It may not be, but... So,
for those of you who don't know, James has never seen Evil Dead movies. Have you seen Army of Darkness?
Long time ago.
So that's
the Shop S Smart movie?
Yes. So you've known a little bit about it. So Army of Darkness was like a more polished version of what Evil Dead was in the gore and the independent film aspect. And it's one of the reasons why you didn't care for Hobo with the Shotgun.
Let's not get that started.
We won't start with that. I know it's not this episode, but I just want to.
But I'm warning everybody now. You're all in for it. You guys, of all the choices on that list, that's what you guys picked. You're all in for it.
I originally picked Constantine.
But then you wanted to be spiteful, you little fuck.
Until he kept saying, why is everybody picking Hobo with a Shotgun? I want to watch Constantine. So I took my Constantine selection off, and I added mine to Hobo with a Shotgun.
Did you hear him just turn into Joe Pesci? Then you want to be spiteful, you fuck. What the fuck? Anyways.
My favorite thing to do on tour is just lean over the bunk and look down and go, hey, fuckface, because he's got his headphones in. He can't hear me.
It's such a wonderful thing having noise
you know what you should do?
Earphones.
You should convince Waylon to let you saw a hole in the bottom of the bunk, and then you could just slide it over and fart whenever you need to at him.
He does it to himself.
Don't give that guy any ideas when it comes to farting.
Yeah, not Waylon.
I know.
Waylon comes to the back and just lights us up and then walks away. And just leaves us, so yeah.
I've seen the videos, too, of it. Yeah,
That's true.
It's interesting.
So, yeah, Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Quality film. Or series.
If you're a fan of Evil Dead, there's nothing more you can say about it other than its perfection.
Bones Coffee out of Florida has a coffee called Army of Chocolate. Yeah. Army of Dark Chocolate.
Bones Coffee, we're not sponsored by them. Just want to point that out, but we wouldn't mind it. But anyways, they do a nice coffee run with different movies. In Army of Darkness one, they just did Nightmare Before Christmas. I know that'll chase you away, but they have an Indiana Jones one. They're pretty good. I'm a fan of the coffee.
What's your number one?
No, I'm going number one.
See, that just shows JP can't even count.
So I'm going to revisit
I told you he can't read.
I'm going to revisit a statement that James made, and that was that, let me guess, it starts with Star. It's Stargate, SG-1, the original Stargate series. It ran from 1997 to 2007, had Mr. MacGyver himself, Richard Dean Anderson. It was amazing. You want to talk about developing a show and building worlds and incorporating history into it. And
so anybody out there wanting to write and get people sucked in, you got guys like these two. Just put Star something and they'll watch it.
That's not true.
So this. Can
bullshit.
I finish my number one first of all?
No.
All right, because this is important. The history aspect is what I'm talking about. So it doesn't need Star on it.
I love Stargate Atlantis.
Well, I'm going to get there too. So with the Stargate, the elements of how they incorporated Egyptology and the Egyptian gods and history, and they even went further into some other things. It was really impressive, and it was well done, well written. I enjoyed every aspect of it. And the branch-off shows, because it had successful branch-off shows. It had Stargate Universe and Stargate Atlantis, which had Jason Momoa on it, one of his first shows, which they won't talk about because of Aquaman currently. But it was an amazing show. I liked it.
Yeah, and I love the original movie.
Yeah.
With Kurt Russell.
Yep.
Kurt Russell.
We know he can't. That's why he plays bass. You can't read.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. My turn?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. This is what my wife has been waiting for me to say all night. Scrubs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scrubs was my favorite show of all time. It was funny from the first episode on. Even when it got a little weird in the middle, I actually liked it the most. I think what it was about it was I loved Dr. Cox. I loved his attitude. I loved but he was always there for somebody. I liked how they took Kelso and he went from being a massive dick to when he retired, kind of being helpful and friendly. And they really did turn. A lot of people don't know the janitor was not supposed to be a main character. He was supposed to be just a few episodes,
but he was great. Yeah,
he was doing so well that they just wrote him in as a main character.
So I jokingly call my wife Carla from that show because she's a nurse, and the amount of input she gives in helping her doctors day to day, it's fucking amazing. But to your point, like I love how things like that change. I like that it
evolves.
You see a path forward with this character, and you're like, okay, we might need to work more with him. And just for example, the executives at Showtime, they hadn't even premiered the pilot for Stargate, and they ordered 44 episodes, which would never happen today. Never. No. And then after the first season, they ordered another 44. So it already had 88 episodes rolling just because that was the path that worked. Yeah. And same with that janitor. That janitor ended up being clutch.
Well, you know what? The big thing that people don't realize about Scrubs was... Okay, let's name all of the doctor medical shows. You had Grey's Anatomy. House was running at the same time. I think those are the two big ones. If there's anything else, it really didn't matter.
Just before that was ER.
ER.
Mm-hmm.
But Scrubs has been acknowledged with an award for being the most not like closest to the real thing show, which is really kind of funny because it's a comedy. But when it came to the actual medical expertise of the show, it was acknowledged as most factual when it came to medicine and how it worked. But do you know why?
Because they were in a real hospital?
Dumbass. So, Bill, who wrote the show, his roommate in college was going to school to be a doctor. Now, a lot of people don't know, Bill Lawrence, who wrote the show, also wrote that Spin show, the one with Spin City. He wrote Spin City.
So would you say a writer?
He was a writer
that wrote two shows that you like.
He actually does.
And you followed him from one show to the next.
And he also does Ted Lasso.
So 3 shows you followed him to.
I got one guy. Fuck off. So here's the thing. Here's what I love about it. He would actually have the doctor his friend come to the... Finish that. He would come to the set to help out because they were like, hey, how does this really work? Do we need to make this look right?
He didn't know how that worked?
You're trying too hard now, pal. But
a one-eyed snake is an enigma.
They wanted to make sure that that everything was factual and it would actually really, the medical procedures and what they were saying, what is actually the right thing to be saying. So you got to give a lot of credit there because you're trying to keep the comedy, keep it factual to how it actually works. And then Bill Lawrence actually shows up twice in the last season on the show. Once when the janitor's getting married. Do you remember that episode?
Vaguely.
Remember when they were talking about doing the proctology exams?
Yes.
In the bar? That was him. The one who married them was him.
Okay.
Then in the very last episode, I consider that show stopped in season 8. Season 9 sucked. But at the very end, the janitor pulls the sheet down. That was also Bill Lawrence in the last scene of the season.
So speaking of writers incorporating themselves into shows, Know who did Chopper?
Oh, it was Filoni.
Dave Filoni himself.
Yep.
So it's funny that they do that. And J.J. Abrams was the droid in the sequels.
Yeah, and
DD or
Filoni
whatever.
actually shows up in Mandalorian.
Yeah.
As an X-wing pilot or something. He was something.
Didn't he do IG-88 or IG-11? I thought somebody did it.
I don't know on that, but no, he actually showed up. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was at the bar scene when what's his name, where had his cameo from Rebels. I'm having a blank.
I'm sorry, I was reading comments. The last part you said.
The cameo from Rebels and Mandalorian. What's his name?
Oh, Zeb.
Zeb, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was in that scene, and he was in I think he was in a
pilot suit.
Pilot suit,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Zeb. A funny story about Zeb, and you'll actually understand this one. So, not the character Zeb, you won't, but you'll understand where I'm going. Zeb is actually the guy who made the concepts for all the Star Wars characters and the drawings was Ralph McQuarrie, and Ralph McQuarrie. That was the original concept for Chewbacca.
Yeah.
And they ended up going with Chewbacca, what we see today, versus Zeb. So it's kind of cool.
Where in that was I gonna?
It all
because you understood Chewbacca.
Yeah, you understood Chewbacca. Scrubs was, reminded us of Star Wars.
Well, yes, it did. Hold on, it did.
That was actually funny.
So
JP actually was funny. That was the first time JP said something funny all fucking day.
Can I tell you why Scrubs is Star Wars? You ready?
Wait to hear this one.
All right. Blondie, Princess Leia. Luke, fucking, what's his name?
Oh my god, just stop. Just stop.
Janitor's Chewbacca.
Just fucking stop. Jesus
Han Solo
Christ.
is the evil doctor. What's his name?
But Cox wasn't the evil doctor.
He
wasn't.
Kelso. No, but Cox is the one who came off. He was that conflicted character
like
Han Solo.
Nah.
And you've got the mentor, who's Kelso.
That was Cox.
Yes, in certain ways.
Kelso was the asshole.
Well, I'm saying they're comparable. Like Obi-Wan Kenobi, mentor, just saying.
Which one's Rafi?
Fucking amazing. It doesn't matter.
Rafi's amazing in everything he's in.
That's my pee corner.
Where's the pee corner?
That's my toilet kitchen.
Jeremy says, I still quote Cox as a janitor on a regular basis.
I use Dr. Cox as my responses to a lot of text messages, so I get it.
When you help the doctors come? He's touching me under the table, guys.
You like it?
Can't see it.
All right, so...
where's his hand?
I have two honorable mentions.
No, Christ.
Oh.
Yeah, two honorable mentions.
No detail, just
really
say what
quick,
they are.
Just real quick. The 100. Did you ever...
Yeah, I did.
I love the 100.
I didn't see the last season.
The last season, it ties it all back together. It's basically Lost, but futuristic science fiction Lost with a way better ending. Second thing, Smallville. Smallville kind of set the stage for a lot of...
mentions?
I have 4.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm going to say the one that everyone keeps talking about because it is worth it. It is good. It was unexpected, and I couldn't have loved it more. Breaking Bad. I will give that credit. It was an unexpected show that I started watching from the beginning on a fluke, and I grew with and loved. Twin Peaks. I loved Twin Peaks. I love the oddity of it. It's even better if I have an edible. But that aside, though, moving forward, I am obsessed with Peaky Blinders right now.
Honestly, I never even thought about that one. Slipped my mind, but no, that show. But here's the thing: you gotta I learned with that show, if you don't understand what they're saying because of the really hard dialect, you need to go back and either you got to turn on subtitles. You need to know what the hell they're saying because, Tom Hardy. He's hard to understand, but what he is saying is goddamn gold.
Oh, yeah.
Called it, he's like, "That's why is it going to cost him?" It's like, "That's $500 because you're a cunt." Like that line, that whole part right there, had me dying.
Is that why you reply back to for certain people with popcorn
because
orders?
You're a cunt.
Why is it so expensive? Because you're a cunt. And then my last honorable mention is going to be Fringe. Did you watch Fringe?
I watched Fringe.
So Fringe I really like because they kind of explore the Mandela effect and crazy different happenings that we see every day, and they explore it down a nice science fiction path.
Dave Tegerden has a good point. Californication should be mentioned. Californication was actually.
I didn't watch that.
I didn't watch it.
I've seen quite a few episodes, and it was a good show.
David Duchovny was a sex act. Isn't that correct?
Pretty much, yeah. He was a writer who, Okay, so I'm going to say my honorable mention, and then we're just going to call it a night. Is that cool?
Yep.
Okay,
We want to see if anybody has any questions or anything.
Well, we could do that, but I think everyone's more having fun just ripping us all apart, so there's really no questions. Before I do my honorable mention, because I'd like to just say it and then end this, do we want to say what we're going to be coming up? Any movies we're going to be, or do we want to keep it as a secret?
Oh, we can talk about it.
We can talk about it.
Okay, so so here's the thing. So everyone knows you guys picked Hobo
with a Shotgun. Which
Hobo with a terrible fucking movie.
Thank you,
terrible
guys.
Fucking movie. Awful. And then JP made me watch another movie that was just as bad.
Radioactive Dream.
Yeah.
One of the greatest 80s movies ever.
Michael
Wrong.
Dudikoff. I haven't even watched it yet.
Michael Dudikoff is in this film. That's all you need to know. And John Stockwell.
And Ryan's pick was?
The Mist.
I actually really enjoyed that movie.
Stephen
Never saw it
King,
before. It was a
science
great movie.
fiction. We'll get into what the.
I enjoyed it.
It was great.
Heather and I watched it, and we loved it. She's seen it before. But
You know who was in that? One of the soldiers? Sam Witwer. I'll talk all about it too.
Yeah.
He's the voice of Darth Maul in
Yeah.
Rebels. Bringing it back around.
And Star Killer.
Yes.
Star. See, star. If it says star, I want to watch it.
Between
My movie.
you fucking with stars and my wife's telling me to get a star tattoo on my belly button. What the hell's going on?
You're right, Josh. I don't like shit because they watch shit. My pick was The
Jersey
Abyss.
Shore. Hold on. Jersey Shore. You just said we watch shit. Jersey Shore.
I have
Anyways,
one thing that you guys, anyway.
I'm excited to rewatch The Abyss. I'm looking forward to that.
I haven't seen it in a long time. That's why I picked it because I've been wanting to rewatch it. So
I rewatched it, and I was excited because I knew the 4K was coming out, and I wanted to buy the 4K because it came out the 1st of December, and when you picked it, I was like, sweet, I have a reason to.
So get your hand on that button so we're gonna say goodbye because I'm gonna say what my honorable mention was. You ready?
No, we're not going out.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
we are. You ready? Fraggle Rock. Loved it. Deal with
It's
it.
a great honorable mention. I won't take that. Down in Fraggle Rock.
Click the button, asshole.
Email us at 3cinenerds@gmail.com.
His laugh took it away. So 3cinenerds@gmail.com. And we're out. Thank you. We're CineNerds.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.